Hey, I'm Kaiser Johnson, author of How to Be Miserable and Alone, or Discover a Life That Truly Matters. So, how to deepen your faith. When I think of faith, I think of it in terms of knowing, serving, and loving God with our mind, body, and soul. And when I kind of break that down, I guess the way that I look at it is, okay, if I want to know God with my mind, then that means that um, every day, or at least hopefully every day, on a regular basis, I am reading His Word and doing spiritual reading. And when it comes to serving God with my body, that means I'm fulfilling the duties of my state in life, whatever that might be at the moment, and also practicing physical discipline. Fasting, exercise. You can read more about that in my other book, Grit and Glory, Cross-Training Your Body and Soul. And then finally comes to loving God with our souls, with all of ourselves. And for me, I find the closer I stay to the sacraments, and for me particularly, that is often the sacrament of confession, and especially spending time in adoration. I find that does amazing things for my spiritual life. If the deadliest of deadly sins is pride, then perhaps the liveliest of virtues is humility. And we get to practice humility anytime we go to confession, so one of the reasons why it's one of my favorite sacraments, plus I can always use that grace. And then spending time in the Blessed Sacrament, sometimes it's a really consoling thing to be there in silence with God and just be in His presence. Sometimes it's not a consoling thing, and it's something that brings up all the stuff that I'm not dealing with in the rest of my life and gives me an opportunity to just sit with God and hash it out, or let Him speak to me, or just give it to Him and say, I don't know what to do with this, God. And that's not easy, and it's not always fun, but it sure does serve to deepen a relationship, and that's what we're trying to do. So those are my thoughts on it. And if you want to hear more stories about my confessions or adoration or all the life and stuff that happens in between, check out my book, How to Be Miserable and Alone, or Discover a Life That Truly Matters.